personal and even racy questions about pregnancy that most women are way too embarrassed to ask. Now, everybody knows that you have to have sex to make a baby, but once you're pregnant, are you still horny? Or can you have as much sex as you want? Roxanne and her husband, Louis, have a lot to say about horniness and pregnancy.
Yeah.
So how many months are you?
I'm 7 months.
7 months. And
Yes.
are you horny?
All the time, Tyra.
All the time.
I can't get enough of it. I always wanted it before, but now it's just increased through the roof, and he's just not interested. He looks at my belly, and the baby's very active during sex, so he gets a little weirded out, but I want it anyway. In the beginning, we didn't do it as much because I was afraid of having a miscarriage, and then we went at it hardcore around my 4th or 5th month, once or twice a day. And
wait, how many times a day?
Once or twice.
Twice a day in the
Yeah, it was fun.
Whoa,
Sexy times.
go, girl.
And then I was at work one day and I started bleeding, and I went to the ER, and it was actually a tear from intercourse. So we tore it up.
What were you doing? You tore it up. A tear from intercourse? You tore it up?
So they put me on pelvic rest.
Louis, what were you doing?
You know, you just get a little into it.
You got a little into it.
Yeah.
Now, how are your orgasms?
They are much more intense.
More intense?
Yeah, so that's what makes me want it all the time.
Okay, but so you're not wanting it, Louis. What's freaking you out?
Well, it's just, you know, during sex, like, a lot of times she'll get in pain, it'll be uncomfortable for her, so we have to stop.
What about the different positions? Did you guys have a lot more positions to choose from before she was pregnant?
Yeah, you know, Tyra. Now that's, you know, a little bit uncomfortable, the baby, I feel, are moving around in there. So we mainly do missionary, but then I'm afraid if there's pressure on my belly, and it's weird.
Just don't know
We're very
what to
limited
do
now that I got bigger.
So do you want to ask the doctors about positions?
Yes, I want to know what positions would be more comfortable for me and to make him feel good as well.
Okay. Positions for while you are pregnant. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, because we have a special doll with a belly.
Oh my God, hold up the belly. Oh my gosh. She has a belly.
It does. And
Okay.
This is a very special pregnant doll. You can't get these in stores. But, I mean, you're right. Missionary really changes when you're very pregnant, right?
Yeah.
And there can be pressure, and later in pregnancy, not as many couples do that, and for good reason, because of that pressure. However, there are positions that can make it easier. I mean, some of the more traditional ones might include different woman on top ones, which, you know, can sometimes be comfortable, sometimes not for the partner, because there is, of course, some more weight.
Yeah.
Others are more like spooning positions, and actually, wait, the guy spoons in the back,
Okay,
right?
I was confused. She had the woman spooning the man for a second.
You know, even you were talking about sometimes some pain, for example, and sometimes the pain is from the depth of penetration. So even sometimes more shallow positions that involve, you know, just having the legs closer together rather than further apart can actually substantially change the depth of penetration that goes on, which can make things more comfortable. Even like scissors positions and stuff.
What's the scissor?
Scissors, so, you know...
You're just teaching women that aren't pregnant stuff, too.
Everyone should know these. So, you know, a woman can be comfortable in a way that really works for her, sometimes using like a full body maternity pillow to wrap around you in the most comfortable ways, laying on your side so that your belly has a place to rest, and then sort of guys can get in lots of positions this way. The woman sort of separating her legs, again, just slightly so that the penetration is more shallow. And then the guy can sort of come at this like this. Now, she can lay on the bed. He can be on the floor, standing up. Or it can be sort of a kneeling thing on the bed as well.
So the woman's the scissor, and he's like the paper. He's like in the middle.
Nice, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, Crystal and her husband say pregnancy has had a profound effect on their sex life. So, Crystal, you have the opposite problem.
Yeah, I'm 6 months pregnant, and I never wanted. I wanted it if he's lucky, he gets it 2 to 3 times a night, or a week, a month. He gets it 2 to 3 times a month now, and that's lucky. And most of the time, I kind of have to bite my tongue and get through it. There are many, many times where I have to stop because it just hurts. It's not comfortable. My body's not into it. I can't stop thinking about the baby and where the position of the stomach is. And
how often is he trying to have sex with you?
Every night.
So how are you feeling now, Sheldon, that she's in pain, she doesn't really want to have sex?
I'm getting frustrated with it, you know. I love my wife. I always want her every single day, every night, and then whatever I do, it's not working.
So I understand you've bribed her as well?
Yeah, I got to bribe her. I've tried flowers. I've tried buying her stuff, splurging on her, manicures, pedicures. I've tried giving her money. Nothing is putting her in the mood. Nothing's putting her in the mood. It's
You have
just not
tried to
working.
pay your wife for
Oh, yeah.
sex?
I told her just the other day, I said, if I give you $150 to go do whatever you want, can I have something? She goes, maybe.
That's
We'll
like
see.
prostituting your wife within your relationship. So what's your questions for the doctors?
Are there any positions that can get me more into the mood and anything that's going to be more comfortable? And also, is there anything like a little blue pill for a woman? Like
There
Viagra?
is no desire pill or desire medication for women in particular, but for many men too. I mean, desire is such a state of mind. And I think, you know, what's happening right now is you guys are in what we consider kind of a chase pattern, right? And that only usually exacerbates and gets sort of more intense as somebody sort of chases more. Here's flowers, here's money, I guess, you know, here's manicures, whatever for this. And that can be a lot of pressure. That can be a lot of pressure, and that's not arousing and that's not desirous. So it isn't much longer. I think, you know, I would advise you, you know, to kind of chill out a little bit and, you know, to try and figure out what can help me relax. Arousal and desire flourish when somebody's feeling relaxed. And like it's okay whatever they do.
What about other stuff? Like maybe not intercourse, but other stuff.
I think, you know, I mean, if sex is painful, you know, that's a really rough road to take someone down, right? So there can be toy play, you know, oral sex, bathing together. You know, you can do mutual masturbation. And every now and then, sometimes when people really get into something that's more comfortable and fun, you might get lucky, too, in the way that you're hoping.
Yeah.
But I would definitely encourage you to expand your repertoire.
All righty. Thank you. We'll be right back. Now, Erica and Jonathan are a couple with a pretty common problem, I think. They've been trying to conceive for several years and have not gotten pregnant yet. Hi, Erica. So tell me, you haven't gotten pregnant yet. How long you guys been trying to have a baby?
About 3 years.
About 3 years been trying. Wow. And so what have you been doing? What's the stuff that you've been doing to try to have this baby?
You know, the basics, trying to be together a lot, especially during ovulation. You really want to be together and
Okay, and you're a
get
flight
busy.
attendant,
I'm
right?
a flight attendant, so
you're
that's
a flight
difficult.
attendant. I heard that you call him, like when you're, how do you call him when you're ovulating?
I've had two situations where I've been on the road and I found out I was ovulating, so I called him and I made him fly out so that we could
have sex?
Yeah, you have a small window.
Okay. And then you've tried other things. You've tried extreme things. Tell me some of the extreme things you've tried.
Well, I read that, like, you know, if you drink red wine beforehand, right before bed, that it helps relax you. Take a warm bath. I've also heard that right afterwards, you flip your legs in the air and you stay upside down kind of for like 30 minutes
heard
so
that
that everything
one.
swims downstream and stays where it needs to be.
What's the ice cream thing?
I read in a tabloid, right, that if...
In a tabloid. Stop
well,
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
I read that if you eat ice cream, that for some reason it helps you get pregnant. So my theory was eat a lot of ice cream, put your legs in the air, fly them out, it'll work.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Wow, never heard that one. Jonathan, how is this making you feel, getting on planes to have sex and then having to leave immediately?